Hey everybody, this is Nolan here, and welcome to another episode of Project Eden's Garden. I think. I think that's what I say, right? It's been, you know what, I say that all the time. It's been so long. Anyway, yeah, but it has, kind of. But yeah, welcome back. This is only episode 2 anyway, but yeah, Project Eden's Garden, and in this one, in the last one, we ended off, we're gonna investigate right now, but there's a dead body here, but it's not an actual dead body, it's just a mannequin. So that's what it's all about. But yeah, let's investigate. Our captors gave us a lot of information about this victim. To their credit, what's written on the tablet seems accurate, but I should inspect the body just in case. Damn it, it's just a doll, Damon. Stop hesitating. Yeah, I really don't understand. And I can't believe that we're doing an investigation, like, so early, and, like, it's just the prologue. Like, what? Unless this is some sort of demo, but I don't see it that way. The doll was slumped against the door, her torso soaked in blood. Parts of her shirt had been ripped open, exposing bits of bloody, indiscernible pulp. I quickly took a step back, trying to control my breathing to avoid throwing up. It's just a doll. There's no reason to be afraid of a doll. Yeah, there really is not. Okay, well, we'll start with the hands here. Her hands were surprisingly clean, all things considered. There were no other marks or injuries apart from her nails. It looked like there was dried blood underneath them. Why was there blood under her nails, but not the rest of her hand? Ooh, bro, this is just like the first investigation of the, oh my gosh, the first game, Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. Alright, victim's hand has been added to the truth bullet section of your trinket. I think that's what it was, yeah. Bloody knife. But yeah, because she's, like, laying in the exact same position, and, like, a lot of it has to do with the hands. Not a lot of it, but parts of it does. A bloody knife lay next to the victim. It's safe to say that this must be the murder weapon. Bloody knife has been added to the truth bullet section of your trinket. Yeah, it's not a handbook. I looked back at the recording last time and I was like, is it a handbook? No, it's a trinket, which is so weird to me why it's called a trinket. I don't know. A frickin' assault rifle. What the hell? The initial sight of the doll shocked me so much I completely overlooked the rifle. This rifle. Dude, me too. I literally did not see that until just now. Inspecting it now, I realized something. If the victim was stabbed, why was a rifle near her body? That rifle. Could you step back a bit? I'm curious about something. What? No, Before I could finish my sentence, Jean walked over to where I was and picked up the gun. Hey, you're messing with the crime scene. Ignoring me, he released the magazine of the gun with surprising ease. Eh? From the top of the magazine protruded a loaded bullet. Huh? Oh, that's interesting. This rifle hasn't even been used. Definitely a dangerous thing to have around. I'll put it down and guard it so nobody gets any smart ideas. Better than him holding it. Yeah, honestly though. Damn, a loaded gun? What was going on in the killer's head? Why bring a gun to the crime scene and not even use it? Unless that gun was purely for intimidation? It's not very logical, but it's a twisted game to play with the victim. Assault rifle's been added. Well, unless the rifle was a red herring. Maybe it's just a red herring. It could be used for intimidation, though. It's a possibility. The girl has been stabbed repeatedly. I don't need the tablet to know that. However, her cause of death, you think was a stab to the heart or something, but the tablet claimed blood loss. Taking a closer look, the wounds, they didn't seem excessively deep. At least, not deep enough to pierce her heart. If she died from blood loss, what does that say about the killer? They probably could have killed her quickly if they wanted. Did they want her to suffer a slow death? Damn, this is messed up. That seemed to be all the evidence. Nothing else was catching my eye. The very disturbing part of this, though, is that she used to be a real person, but yeah, it's kind of creepy. I think it's even more creepy that you know, there was a real person that died this way, and we don't know anything about that, but, you know, now it's a mannequin. It's terrifying. I should check the inside of the closet now. Alright, well let's go do that. Yep, let's go inside the closet. Yeah, no, it's kind of messed up, and there seems to be going like a whole aesthetic hack happening with like animal heads or something. It's I don't know, like on the picture frames. Like the rest of the building, the inside of the closet was old and dilapidated. It was the last place I'd want to dig through, but I had to gather as much evidence as possible. Otherwise, I won't be able to present a strong argument. Alright, well, let's take a look around here. There's a shelf. The shelf was packed with an assortment of towels. I briskly inspected them, lifting each towel to check for anything underneath. Many had gathered dust, but that was it. Nothing looked suspicious about them. Okay. Let's see. I guess I could talk to some of these people. Man, my voice. All of a sudden. I need to, like, slow it down a bit. There might be more clues around here. I'm going to check this entire closet for evidence. No thanks. A person like her is probably more likely to cause a murder, not solve one. Alright, have fun with that. Okay. Cassidy Amber.
Check it out!
Hey! Check out what's behind this door! I still understand. I don't know what to do for her voice, but saying that, she stepped away from the corner. It's a ladder. Doesn't seem like there's anything strange about it. Why was this brought to my attention again?
Not cool.
I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in you. Huh?
So hackneyed.
You call that thing a ladder? It's so obviously a step ladder.
Seriously?
Aren't they practically the same thing?
Pardon me.
I have to disagree with Miss Amber. Everyone knows an ace investigator must record his evidence as accurately as possible. That's certainly what the victim would want. Shh. Ugh, a guy that doesn't get my references is no fun to be around. I'm gonna check on the peeps outside. Smell you later, lawyer man. She's already out of here? Did she even investigate anything besides the stupid ladder? Well... No, we can't even... Whatever. Bucket. Ooh, the bucket has fallen, and there's something disgusting about it. It's a bucket, pretty typical thing to find inside a janitor's closet, but why is it randomly lying here? There's nothing inside it except... What is this smell? It smelled like bleach? Bucket has been added to the truth bullet section of your trinket. Yay! Dude, investigations are very interesting. Yeah, I guess I think I'll just talk to him.
It's for the best.
We must make every effort to examine the crime scene as thoroughly as possible, not for the sake of entertaining the people who kidnapped us, but for the sake of the victim. After all, this was based on a real murder, was it not? That was what the tablet said, though. Though I'm still skeptical about the validity of that statement. Yep. Oh. Have I checked everything? Enter? Yeah, yeah, I can go to the back of the closet. I need to inspect the area around me before I think... Okay. Well, what else is there to do? The clock. Oh, yeah, no, the clock is important, right? That was so, like, hidden. If I hadn't pressed enter, I would never have found that. There's a clock above the door. It doesn't seem like it works. Looks like that's everything around here I should check out, the other end of the room. Okay. Just the clock? Okay, that was kind of dumb. Alright, start with you.
Gotta stay one step ahead.
I checked all the containers on the shelf. They're all fun, with the exception of one. A bottle of bleach. Bleach? Huh. There was a bucket in this closet that reeked of it.
Makes sense.
That's probably not a coincidence, given this thing is supposed to emulate a real crime scene. It's crazy how much effort has been put into this. I can't think too much about what kind of situation we're in, or I'll never be able to handle it. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
Golly!
These shelves are real intriguing. Take a look. Some of the cleaning brands go as far back as the 80s and 90s. You recognize them? 'Cause I use them. Why would you do that?
How should I put it?
Old chemicals in the... Okay, sorry. Old chemicals do the job better than there were fewer regulations about what's poisonous and all that. Or since they're... My gosh, I cannot read. Just don't ask where I got them. Don't want to alert the fuzz, heh? I'm sure they don't care about her black market cleaning supplies. Alright, time to talk about her, or talk to her. That security camera, it's brand new. Now that she mentioned it, it does look out of place. Why would it have gathered dust like the other items in here? Did it recently get cleaned or something? My company's headquarters have similar ones installed, except these cameras are even more high-tech. Typical school spending more on security than educating their students. That's assuming this is even the academy's doing. Yeah. What else do we got? It's another surveillance camera. Is this guy on the speaker watching us through this? Just the thought made my stomach turn. Ding dong bing bong. Oh my gosh. Alright everyone, that's time. Look at you all. You investigated the crime scene so well, enough to bring a tear to my eye. Jokes aside, please step by the elevator for the class trial. You should find it somewhere around the Tree of Ignorance. Ignorance? Is that what it just said? Is that what he just said? Wow. Don't make me wait too long. I might start to getting zap happy. See you soon. Click. Class trial. What the hell does that mean? Sounds like the end of our investigation. If we're done with this closet, we should go outside and talk to the others. Okay, that investigation did not last very long. Alright.
Come off the grass.
Oi! What's the smell? What the hell is a class trial? Your guess is as good as mine. Obviously, we're going to court.
What?
Court?
What?
He's going to put us on trial.
Listen to me.
Maybe that's where we'll talk about the clues we find.
Just saying.
It makes sense for our current situation. Investigation, clues, files. What else could that stuff be for? Good point. It does seem oddly similar to court procedures. Obviously, we're missing key suspects and witnesses, but they don't seem to be relevant to this case anyway. Dude, it seems like the mastermind of this game took pointers from Monokuma.
Wait a minute.
He mentioned that this elevator was...
Sorry, wait.
He mentioned that this elevator was near the Tree of Ignorance, right?
It is the Tree of Ignorance, oh my gosh.
He must be referring to the room with the tree.
Focus.
Probably, yeah. It's the only thing I can think of. However, I don't recall seeing an elevator anywhere.
Just follow me.
Then, what are we waiting for? Let's get our butts over there.
She keeps treating this like a dumb game. If we're really going on trial, that's gonna be a nuisance to deal with.
Okay.
We might as well follow her.
One by one, everyone left. I guess I have no choice but to go as well. Alright. Oh god, that is just absolutely terrifying. Alright, God, I do not like those paintings at all, dude. Alright, maybe I'm going the wrong way? I shouldn't be. Oh, what are you doing here?
How do you remain so stoic at a time like this? Aren't you worried at all?
It's simple.
No, not really. It's not like we're investigating some high-stakes murder. It's just a dummy, that's it.
Yes, quite. I completely concur.
She's obviously faking it. Even without even looking at her face, I can tell she's sweating bullets. Yeah. Is it in here? I think it... Yeah, it's gotta be. The tree of... Yeah, it's right there. Oh wow, there really is an elevator. Secret. When I arrived at the tree, I saw that people were already bickering.
Check it out.
A big tree, Eden's Garden Academy. Overused religious symbolism is tight.
It's tight. Oh my gosh, that reminds me of like a YouTuber of the terrible what is it? Pitch meetings, like the accurate pitch meetings, like YouTube channel. I don't know.
Oh, booby. Traps are tight. Oh, forgetting the location of your nose is tight. Spending money on preachy messages is tight. Oh, life-saving rats are tight. Slapping things onto bad boys is tight. What?
I really hope we get let out after this.
Because he says the word tight a lot. Like, that's tight.
Can you confirm, liar chick? Why are you asking
Come off the
her?
grass.
Come off the grass. She's clearly faking her talent.
Am I hearing you right?
That makes her one of the bad guys? Why would I fake their identity besides someone with a secret to hide? I bet she's really the one who's brought the Goss bomb onto the train. I hope I'm like nailing that accent. I better be. But she didn't think to bring a mask to avoid passing out or whatever.
No one else is gonna say it.
If all you need was a mask to protect you, then. Hey, don't look at me. I literally passed out. This helmet's got plenty of holes in it. I'd suffocate otherwise.
I've got something to say.
No. The liar chick's totally sus. Just look at how calm she's been acting. She somehow knew that dead body was a dummy. Then she poked it in the face. That's not normal. I told you it was my intuition. Intuition my arse. My arse. I don't know, is she like Irish or something? Maybe she's Canadian. I don't know what she is, but it's not unbelievable. My gut told me we should inspect the doll. Now look at us. We're on a mission to solve her murder.
Any clue?
Where's the elevator supposed to be again? That's right. There's meant to be an elevator around here. But all I see is the Tree of Ignorance. Maybe we're missing something here. Or maybe we're being played for fools. Well, I can definitely see something wrong with this image. Yep, it's gotta be. At the base of the tree was a marble bust depicting a figure in a creepy mask. There were cracks all over the mask, and one of the eyes was even missing. How old must this thing be?
What you doing?
You noticed the statue too, don't you? Huh? Oh yeah.
Right.
I've seen enough movies and played enough video games to know that that's image looks pretty off with that statue. But what's up with the statue? There's definitely something whack about it. I just can't put my finger on what. The mask is broken. There's a piece missing. Is that weird? That statue is probably like super old. It makes sense it'd be cracking and stuff. No, it definitely seems intentional.
Wait.
Like, it's crappy on purpose? Even so, it's not relevant to the elevator, is it? Well, you know,
What about?
maybe if we find the piece and place it in the back of the statue, something will happen, like a puzzle-solving game. That sounds kind of far-fetched, but it wouldn't hurt to try. You're saying we gotta look around for the other part of the mask? Oh my god. Hold on to your butts, cause I got the eyes of a predator.
Whatever.
This isn't a never mind. With that, everyone started to search the tree again. Some people inspected the tree itself while others sourced around it. After what seemed like a few minutes, Grace stood up frantically with something in her hand. Oi, everyone, I found it! We gathered around Grace to see what she was holding.
Nice.
Nice, that must be it.
What should we do with it? Do we just stick it back in the mask?
Leave it to me.
Probably, yeah. I'll take care of it.
Soybean.
Back off, Hercules. You ain't the one who found it. Grace brought the piece over to the statue and slotted it right into the mask, and then nothing happened.
Fail.
Oh, that was anticlimactic. Click. Suddenly, the ground we were standing on began to shake.
Golly.
I knew there was something wrong with the mask. Oh, golly!
Oh, shit!
Are we about to die? Okay. Wow, dude.
Yo!
Yo, I was right. That actually worked. A fucking secret passageway in a tree. I never thought I'd see that. Bzzz. The Tree of Knowledge, a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding, exists here only as a barren replica. The Tree of Ignorance emulates the wonder of nature, but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom. Click.
Game over, man! Game
Oh
over!
god, now he's spinning random philosophy. We're so fucked.
Will this take us to the elevator?
What about?
There's stairs at the front of the opening.
Yep.
What are we waiting for? Let's explore.
If I may ask.
Why the sudden rush?
Duh.
I want to get home, duh.
Dream idea.
Elementary, my dear. Oh my god. If we get this over with, we'll get out quicker. It's simple math.
Sure.
Fair enough. So we just walk in, do we? One by one, we approach the opening of the tree and descended into the darkness. This is Cassidy. Oh god, I'm so bad. This is an elevator. I see. The elevator is underneath the tree. Reckless investments, I'm telling you. With a rumble, the elevator began its descent. I'm like starting to learn their names, but I'm having kind of a hard time still. So I do apologize for that. I'm slow. But this image reminds me of Danganronpa. It's really, really cool. We stood in silence, 16 worried strangers plummeting into the unknown. That's what we were, after all. Random people thrown into this horrible place, and for what? Some twisted man's game? A fake crime scene, an investigation, a creepy statue, an elevator in a tree? None of this was the work of your average kidnapper. This was something much bigger, and in no way could it be connected to Eden's Garden Academy. Alright. The elevator began to slow, snapping me out of my thoughts. I stood up tall, and then movement stopped completely. And when movement stopped completely, the doors opened. In front of us was a large circular hall supported by marble pillars. In the center of the room, 16 podiums had been arranged into a circle. Were those for us? Welcome everyone. I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride, even if it was a bit quick. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium and stand there until I give out further instructions. And if we don't comply, then I'll zap you, of course. Oh my gosh. Not this zapping shit again! Just face it, Miss Madison. We have to go along with his demands. Looks like there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now. Why don't we don't have all day? There was no avoiding it. We had to assume our places. Wow, dude. Scanning the fences around me, everyone wore similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry, it didn't end. We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some insane game. No free will, no choice in our actions. Alright, wow, I can't believe we're already doing a trial. All we could do was move forward. We had to hope for an escape. We had no hope for an escape, a way to run from this twisted place. We had to solve this murder case. Oh yeah, I can save. I'll just save in the other slot, just in case. Alright. Yeah. F, right? Nope. It's just, yeah. Alright, I gotta view... Okay, well I can view the trinket, but the difficulty is at normal. That's what I want. I can view the trinket, but you know what? I can just do that during the trial. I think everything else looks pretty good, so let's just go for it. We're going for it, guys. We're going for it. Okay.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial.
It's the same freaking game, dude. It's so funny to me. We're back into it, though.
The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place.
At least I can give my voice a little break, because I think there should be voice acting.
Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Alright.
Somebody, get me out of here.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here!
I'll just keep it on auto.
Somebody get me out
Sorry.
of here!
Oh shit. I guess she's not even allowed to say that. Oh my god. Wait, what the fuck?
What happened to her? Oh shit! They fried her brain!
Calm down. It's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects. If I wanted to see the brain dead bicker, I'd just turn on the telly.
The telly.
On
Oh
that
my.
note, please, carry on.
Holy shit. The people running this thing aren't playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing?
I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
What am I even supposed to do?
Put your detective hat on, buddy. We're here to solve a mystery.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Cheer up.
Murder that dummy chick, right?
That's the ticket. That's the way.
Who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Probably because it's so obvious.
No.
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
Yeah, you kind of just looked at a ladder.
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
Well, she's dead. Or just, kind of gone for the rest of the trial, but these guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, do you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop debate approaching. During non-stop debates, your classmates will speak one after another without interruption. Students may say such things that contradict the truth. And it's your job to determine which statements must be broken in order to progress the trial. For your ammo, you have been armed with the truth bullets you gathered during the investigation. During truth bullets that are relevant to the debate will be loaded into your truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim your reticle and press the right key to fire. You'll want to aim for words highlighted in gold. Those are the weak spots. A lie or contradiction may be hiding within a weak spot. Carefully compare your classmates' statements to the evidence you have gathered, and use the correct truth bullet to destroy relevant weak spot. If things are flying by too fast, use the space bar to concentrate. This will temporarily slow down time. Speaking of time, be sure not to run out of it. That's an automatic game over. Yeah. Not that someone of your caliber would ever fail. Anyway, press F3 key to revisit these controls whenever you wish. Alright. That's it. That's all for now. Don't jump to many conclusions. Alright. Here we go, guys. We're playing the game now. We're like actually playing the game. We're not just reading. Alright, we only have one now.
Never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true? Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood besides that big scary gun?
Oh, that's right. There was a gun.
You hear that, lawyer man?
Okay, I know which one it is. Oh, I'll just let it play out. Okay, cool. The loudest voices in the room aren't always the smartest. Fortunately, an uninformed argument is never difficult to shoot down.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she
I don't know how
died.
to. I can't remember how to go faster.
Objection.
No, I can't remember how to.
It's
No, that's
obvious
not.
what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood besides that big scary gun?
No, that's wrong!
I'm smart. I'm the best. That's what's up. I don't know how to fast forward through
Cassidy,
things.
can you
I have
stop
to
butting in?
remember. It might be
Who
control.
investigated the crime scene to begin with?
Oh, gotta auto that.
What? I searched that place from top to bottom.
All right, then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
That's easy. It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity. Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
Because you did it. No, I'm just kidding.
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. If the gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
Details. If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
The actual murder weapon, that's obvious. I know which one it was. It was the knife. Alright.
I got it.
Super simple, guys.
Bloody
Super
knife.
simple.
It's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
Lysocam's razor gotta ruin everything.
Interesting. Both the knife and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird, choosing the inferior weapon.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
If
What?
the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even related to the murder?
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Everyone's starting to yell.
The main character is like the jerkiest of jerks. This debate is getting out of control fast. I need to say something. Alright, well, we're into this again. Well, yeah, it's covered in blood, but I think she's the one who used it.
To reiterate,
Probably.
both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with him. And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
Alright, I think it might be the first one, because that's the blue and that's the truth stuff, but let's
To
see.
reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's... Huh?
Oh, wow.
Yes, we already know both weapons were at the scene of the crime. Does that change anything about the murder?
Oh, whatever it changes about the murder?
Both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yeah?
Yet they opted for the knife.
He was telling the truth, yes.
Odd choice.
It's such a weird way to put it.
I
Okay.
bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then...
I honestly...
Are you out of it? That has nothing to do with anything.
Like...
If the gun was broken, then the killer...
What the hell? I'm so confused, dude. That was such a weird one.
Stop that thought right there. If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in
The
circles.
blue words threw me off because I know what they are because I played the other
You
games.
think the killer was unarmed?
They should have gone over that before they placed him there. That's kind of terrible.
With the knife.
Never mind.
The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then, who did?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
Huh?
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct? If so, why didn't she shoot them?
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her AI movements.
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
Specifically evidence that shows the victim attempted to fight back. Okay, so what showed them having to fight back? Okay, let me just look at the question. What proves the victim was able to wound the killer? The assault rifle. Yeah?
But the assault rifle is full. How would the victim...
Oh my god, bro. Okay, I am dying already. To wound the victim. Did she scratch him with her nails?
This is it.
Really? Okay, well I thought the blood on the rifle.
Victim's
Never mind.
Which
Sorry, I'm
clawing at her attacker.
kind of not smart. I'm not
Of course,
big brain
no
today.
explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Maybe the fight started in the
Oh.
hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor or in the hallway?
Drag marks. Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest. No need to take it so seriously.
Oh gosh. Every time
Instead
she
of
talks,
dragging
bro.
the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in...
I have terrible allergies, sorry.
Blood. Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
Good point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was.
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
Moving on.
Aw. Poor her.
Fight.
Can't remember her
The
name.
victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just... You know...
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
There must be something we're missing, something that explains how the victim was overpowered. And I know I'm the only one who can figure that out. Alright, I talk about agree points. Okay, you freaking put those in before you started talking about them. Oh my god. During the last on-top debate, you would have noticed that some phrases were blue. Why would you put those in? Bet you weren't expecting that, huh? What? Yeah, no, not really. Not in the beginning, not in the freaking prologue trial. What? Those phrases are called agree points. They are the counterpart to weak spots. As the name would suggest, if an agree point aligns with the evidence you've gathered, you can use your truth bullets to prove it correct. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do before because they were correct. Why would you put those in? Simply aim your reticle at it, as you would with a weak spot, and shoot. In your pursuit of the truth, you must be prepared to corroborate your classmates' testimonies. When it would be wise to do so is for you to figure out. Good luck. Well, I might die, and that would be very embarrassing. But, that's fine.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
Okay, so yeah, she did.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
Did
By
she?
the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she
Nothing to
shoot?
do with the tablet.
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
Alright. I think I know what it is. I might know what it is. It's definitely not the first one.
Slimy killer
Or
pulled
no.
a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
That's right.
I don't
the
know,
killer
dude.
lunged at her and pushed the gun out of her hands.
This sounds risky. What if she saw them and unloaded a bunch of
Oh.
bullets?
Oh. That's an even better point. Okay, so she didn't. So it might be the other one.
Slimy killer pulled a.
You can see them.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even
What? Tablet has to do with that? I mean, her eyes. I don't know.
John
I don't know.
actually has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on.
Why?
According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have
Really?
blinded her.
Okay, but this is. Oh God, I have not played these games for so long.
Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Blinded with bleach? That's horrible.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back.
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
It has to do with the bucket, doesn't
When
it?
she had a gun, he blinded her to make
Yeah,
her
that's what I was
dangerous.
thinking.
Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal. Couldn't they have toned down the violence?
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
No, not yet.
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded.
Uh-huh.
We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far. Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
As in, the motive?
Mm-hmm. You're on the right track.
You speak like we have any information on the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name. What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone!
Alright, well, you came back from the dead.
Grace?
Welcome back.
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, soybean. Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
Oh, it's been her all
So
along.
the killer
Yeah.
incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense. Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle
Oh,
over.
sorry, I don't know what she's talking about. Elephant in the room, never mind.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and a knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else? Go on, explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
She's really stubborn about this, but I get the point she's trying to make. Before we move on from this subject, we need to make sure its logic is completely sound. Alright then, let's put out this fire. Alright, yeah. Another non-stop debate that I'm just gonna fail at again. Oh my god, guys, I'm sorry, I cannot understand this.
Well,
If the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about a container? There were a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun. So when the victim came in, bow! He squirted her in the eyes.
Alright, I already know which one I have to shoot.
The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
It's called a fire brigade, Grace. Alright, I think I know.
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Oh, well, yeah, the bucket. We already figured it out. Damn it, I have to do it. Going back.
Grace.
Well, if the original bottle's been, where'd the bleach go?
Into a...
I can't aim. I can't aim. I don't even know which one to shoot, actually. Never mind. These are too fast. Maybe I should need to slow it down.
Well, if the where'd the bleach go?
Into bottle?
What about a
I got it.
Alright, I figured it was that one. Okay. Yeah, it was a container and it was the bucket.
She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket.
Well, she said container, though.
More specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene.
Alright, honestly, that would have been a lot. That should have been a lot harder, but I figured it out.
To transport bleach. What else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
Yo, that makes sense.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, whatever
Okay,
the frick
cool.
you're talking about.
So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Can you not be rude?
My apologies.
Grace, don't be rude. He's a lawyer. He knows what he's talking about. It's a good question. How was the killer able to get a hefty bucket of chemicals into the victim's eyes? Especially without her knowing. There must be some kind of clue missing here. Think, Damon, think.
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns. However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Well, if you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
Burns to the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals came from above?
Above? Yes, that's right, above.
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air? Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over
Bro,
when
they put
someone
they
entered
did
the room.
they did the old trick of putting the bucket on top of the door, and when the killer opened the door, it dropped on her. I don't know. That's probably maybe that's far
Where's
fetched.
this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which, well, could mean anything.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they could have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Unless you take into account the size difference. The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
The killer wanted two things: for the bucket to be above the victim, and for it to spill on her when she entered the room. In other words, she needed to balance the bucket, but on what? The door. It had to be the door. I know this. Oh, I know this. It had to be the door.
I got it.
I freaking knew it. It's the old trick in the book. It's the oldest trick in the book.
But I've got it.
I know how this. I know it's a
The
prank.
killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
Yes.
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, It probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high? Unless they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
To balance that bucket on the door, the killer would need to reach pretty high. Was there anything at the crime scene that could use as a boost? If I can answer that, it'll add further credibility to my theory. What do you think? The ladder.
This is it.
Yep, figures.
There was a stepladder hiding behind
The
the
one
closet
thing
door.
that the gamer
Probably
investigated.
used that. After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Cassidy, that's her name.
Occam's razor.
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety. No matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knick-knack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far. But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
Please just leave us alone. Oh, I'm so tired.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously didn't just stand there and observe.
I have to agree. They must have been hiding somewhere waiting for her to arrive. Somewhere nearby, I'd assume. Alright, that's a good question. I think... Well, obviously not behind the door, that would have hurt. In the back of the janitor's closet? I mean, that...
I got it.
Yeah, I figured that's where it was, because it seemed pretty suspect.
I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet. If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance...
Oh wow, they have a whole, like,
there'd be
demonstration
diagonal
here.
path between him and his victim. I say diagonal, because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
Huh?
Yeah, I think she had, like, a motive.
Technically she
Yeah.
is, but... Let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun.
I figured there was something more
She probably
with her.
provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
That's no excuse.
What?
There's no justifying murder. Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
Yeah, but she was gonna kill him, so...
Emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse. 28 stab wounds! No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, but like... Dude, she was hunting him, so you're kind of being stupid.
Wait, who's Kara?
It was the victim's name! Didn't anyone read the tablet?
I agree with you, dude, but you don't have to shout out your point.
Oi, what's all this about? We've figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here.
Huh?
What?
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case. We aren't looking for a murderer. We're looking for answers, which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion? This isn't about efficiency. This is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
What the hell?
Okay.
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing
this guy is probably like the rival of the game. I'm calling it now.
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked him out. If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse?
What if they were frightened? A spooky thing might have set them off big time.
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in self-defense. No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud. You seem a little pressed.
Jet Dawson, bro.
I won't allow this!
Wow, dude. Wow, things are getting emotional. While you've only been using logical arguments to further the trial so far, now might be a good time to change your approach. Introducing the pathos mechanic. During non-stop debates, the emotionally charged commentary of your classmates will appear as purple text. These comments are called pathos statements. You can absorb these pathos statements by hovering over them with your reticle and pressing E or LT. The pathos statement will then be loaded. Okay, find a weak spot. Okay, got it. Successfully, you might have a powerful emotional argument to counteract your... Okay, wow. Stay on the lookout for pathos statements, or you will always be able to advance the trial. Using pure logic, emotional arguments can lead to some very unique conversations. Alright. Here we go, guys. We're doing this. Now this is the real one, and I'm terrified because I suck at these.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest!
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer.
It definitely is self-defense. It has to be.
The crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof.
So says the ultimate liar.
Okay. Wow. Wow. This is a sad... Okay, there's a lot here.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no
Okay.
way to justify...
I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna take a risk.
Pill, man.
Maybe I will.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic
Alright,
killing
Wolfgang.
of one of humanity's brightest!
It was not,
Shouldn't
but...
make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the
I
damn
missed
killer.
it. Okay. It sucks I have to go all the way back around just to find it.
Liar.
Come on.
He shouldn't. The killer's moral. This could have been self-defense.
Or
I'm
not.
glad you agree, but how does this prove?
Okay, I took a risk and I failed.
So easily. Killing of one of humanity.
I got it.
Oh my god, he was right. He was right. That was a hard one because I didn't know if I could trust that guy at all. I honestly, it was
The
tough.
violence in this murder was excessive and intentional. The killer stabbed the victim
I
20
hate
times.
that there's like such a broad truth bullet. That so bothers me.
Even when the victim started clawing at their
Tablet.
neck,
Could have been
the killer
anything.
persisted.
Danganronpa never did
He
that.
wanted to inflict as much damage as possible. That's clearly sadistic.
I understand that, but shouldn't we consider the killer's point of view?
Huh?
The victim was carrying a gun at the time of the murder. It's possible they were also trying to kill someone.
When the mind is clouded by fear, the body makes rash decisions.
Right. The killer was definitely excessive with the stabbing, but they could have been overwhelmed with emotion. In fact, the trap doesn't even work unless someone from the outside opens the door. The killer might have actually been protecting themselves.
I disagree.
Huh?
There's a reason that trap couldn't have been used for self-defense. Something that proves the killer didn't feel afraid. Okay. What proves the victim wasn't an immediate threat to the killer? Time needed to set up the bucket trap. I mean, yeah, there's a whole like time, needed to do that. That's actually very true. I didn't think about
that. A lot
that.
of time to set up the trap.
That's why I was
They
so
had to
confused.
Fill the bucket with bleach, move the ladder, climb up the ladder.
Oh.
That's not even mentioning the time it would take to figure out this plan. Most people don't come up with ideas like this on the spot.
Making the plan is sadistic enough, but actually executing it, you need to be a real psychopath.
If the victim was actively hunting them, the killer couldn't possibly have had the time to formulate this trap and then set it up. Especially if they were scared. No, they clearly had ample time to do this. The victim might not even have been hunting them. The killer could have lured them to the closet by making noise, and then killed her brutally. This was a brutal, savage crime. Wolfgang might be right to be so passionate.
Wow. Okay.
I suppose I can't dispute that.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're Disembodied Voice! We've figured out your stupid case! Now let us leave!
Really, dude?
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned? It'll be good practice.
Practice?
Fine. I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
Alright. Wow, we're doing
We'll
this.
present the truth together.
We're at the end of the trial, guys.
Let's dig into it.
It's time to bring the trial to an end. Okay, we're doing this. It's time for the closing argument. During closing arguments, you must summarize the case from start to finish. Naturally, your medium will be a cosmic book. Since the class has a relatively good understanding of the case, some parts of the comic are already complete. But it seems your peers have glossed over the smaller details, judging by those gaps in the story. To fill those gaps, you have been provided a collection of stock panels. Use WSD keys to navigate your stock. Okay. Hover your mouse over the relevant gap and press the left key to insert the panel. If you wish to undo your selection, simply press the spacebar again. Don't forget the key. Okay. I got it. I get the point. Alright. Here we go. Alright, so... let me see here. Where did the killer hide? It's just like V3, I think, where you just have to... Yeah. Well, we don't really have all of that information yet, but what was the victim carrying? We don't even have that either, at least I don't think we do. How did the killer reach the door frame? Let's see. All of these are so weird. Okay, so she got splashed, something with his chest. What the hell are these pictures? What are the... Okay, maybe it's this one? How do you select stuff? Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. There we go. Oh, okay, spacebar to select it. Alright, well that was right. What did the victim do when they were stabbed? I don't know. The victim? Nothing? Nothing of importance? I don't even know what that is. Okay, that's not correct. How did the killer reach the door frame? These images are so weird. Okay, panel. Or wait, going up the step ladder. Okay, so he's going up and putting the bucket there. Okay. Maybe it's this? Oh wait, that's... okay. In the janitor's closet, and then... okay, so he went into the janitor's closet. Oh, okay, right, so... selecting it and putting it there. Okay. Assault rifle. The victim was carrying an assault rifle. Alright, and... what did the killer pour into the bucket? Oh, we don't even have... oh, we have the rest. Let's see. Yep, we have this, so put that there. And then the last one's gonna go in here. This is surprisingly easy once I figured out the freaking controls. It's kind of weird why you have to press space to select it, and you can't just, like, whatever, hover over it and then just... oh, we did it, though.
The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle. That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
Aye, they needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
Bastard.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the door frame. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
Yes?
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival. The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Ouch! Yes, thank you, Jet.
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case. Well, are you satisfied?
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who the hell is...
No one cares!
Horace.
We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room. But
wow.
Before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second? This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it. However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while? Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
Face to face?
What was that all about?
Everybody, look over there!
Oh my god, he's actually gonna show himself. Oh. Okay, well, we're not actually meeting face to face, but yeah,
Toss
figured.
away those pickaxes, peasants. The walls have finally crumbled. What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it? Or will you set it ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on? This person, his voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No. You don't address your superiors like that. Within the halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only.
The mastermind.
His
No.
Highness.
His
the
Highness.
Great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game.
That's a long title, bro. I don't think I remember all that. Killing Game? Oh my god. Alright. That's the end of that.
Well done.
Or you can call me Tozu for short. Hey, what do you mean Killing Game? Oh, sorry, I gotta take auto off. Did you really think the story would end once we reach the climax of the case? Quite the contrary. This is only the beginning.
That's...
Of what?
Why the long phase?
Isn't it obvious? You, my dear subordinates, are going to kill each other. That's not...
Come on.
That's not funny.
But then...
But you said we would go home if we solved the mystery. I gave you peasants an incentive. It's not my fault you took it the wrong way. What are you talking about? You lied to us.
Rubbish.
Lied? No. Absolutely not. I'm a fair man, a man sworn to the truth. And if I recall correctly, you all agree on the right answer. We will figure out if okay, no one cares. You've done your end of the blah blah. That was what my promise is. And alright, let's leave this room. Okay, got it. That's all that matters. That was really fast, though. I specifically said you could leave this room, not go home. You sneaky son of a bitch!
Not okay!
That's you're full of shit, man! There you go, losing control of your voice. That's how you know you've lost the argument. Logic is a cowardly thing like that. It'll jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said this was Eden's Garden Academy... Bullshit. What am I doing? Believing someone like him. There's no way around it. He's lying. Hey, why didn't you tell us about your dumb game sooner? And watch you peasants run away? Pfft, I can host a game without any contestants. Please don't do this. I just want to go home. I want to be with my family. Please, just let me go home.
There's no need to worry.
There's no need to cry, Miss Tawner. Huh? We're all civilized here. No one is going to kill simply because they've been ordered to. What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal.
Let's see.
A match between unprepared, unfit players. You could hardly call that a match. In much of the same way, this game you proposed, a killing game, between students who don't have the heart to kill. Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey.
Yeah, that's totally right. We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like this. My heart is terribly soft, softer than the most delicate piece of mochi. When I see a fly in the room, I catch the poor deer, in a jar and return her to nature. My mochi heart would melt otherwise. I see. Your argument, is it? That's your argument, is it?
How interesting.
So, what has you so convinced? What do you mean? What makes you think the people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their names and ultimate talents?
Pathetic.
If you do, then tell me, regarding killing, when do they stand? Where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's for the greater good? Are they okay with murder if it guarantees their survival? Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willing to stand? Go on. You've had a couple hours to get to know everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise. Not? You wouldn't, I don't know, I should change up his voice a little bit. You wouldn't be here, all dressed up in that fancy suit if you were so naive.
Such a spoil sport.
Ah, and one more thing. That trial you just did, that was your preparation for the killing game.
Get out.
How? All you did was make us play detective. And for good reason. Oh my gosh, wow. If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in the class trial. Your objective here is simple: uncover the culprit if you can. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The results will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the game. Everyone understand?
All of us will be executed. That's not
Isn't
fair.
this lovely?
Really? I think it's one of the most beautiful rules. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise.
What's happening?
That's insane. You're treating us like pigs to slaughter. Nonsense. All of you have no chance to survive this game. Do you think that common butcher is so merciful? By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there are only 2 students left. You may want to remember that, or maybe you don't care. It depends on what kind of person you are. Out of the 16 people here, only 2 would be allowed to survive.
No shot.
2 people? That's hardly better than if someone gets away with murder. I know, that's what makes it so funny. Most of you will die no matter what, and yet, with every passing trial, you'll all cling to life more desperately.
The show must go on.
And that exact mindset is what makes more murders to happen. People, aren't these rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of the limits of human compassion.
I have an appetite.
I can't wait to see you all in action. The madman's loud, tinnitus-inducing laughter was suddenly cut off by a well-timed strike from behind. Oh my god.
I've said it a million times, you mangy fucking mutt! I want nothing to do with this stupid game!
Get him, dude. Get him. This'll be over, honestly.
Ow! Stop it!
Since you've made it clear you won't listen to reason, I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Do you even listen to when I talk? I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Oh my god. Grace drove her fist directly into his stomach. She followed it with another blow and another, and when it looked like she wasn't going to be satisfied until he was dead, I saw it. From out of nowhere, a tiny red dot appeared on Grace's face.
Hey, stop already! There's a...
Before we could do anything... Bang! The sound of a gunshot echoed in our ears. She's dead already, dude. Oh, it grazed her, or... Grace released the man from her grip. Speechless, she moved her hand to her cheek, which had been nicked by the stray bullet. Alright, never mind, she's not gonna die yet. Oh my god! Who in the frick? We all looked in the direction the shot came from. The shooter stood directly by the pillar, a trail of smoke rising from the mouth of her rifle. Her mask! The design was a panther instead of a goat, but it was clear that she was working with him. Holy shnikes, dude. You shot at her?
For real?
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
Everyone slowly backed away from Tozu, suddenly fearful for their lives. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence. You think? I was talking about the golfer woman. Well, now that you've become acquainted with our enforcer, Mara, if any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans. Even though she misses her shots? That was just a warning. I assure you, it'd be unwise to further test her sharpshooting ability.
In any case...
Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. Meh. You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and talents. Truthfully, I don't. But I'll continue to trust them as if I do. Because they're ultimates. Huh? We are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of self-interest.
We will not succumb!
We will not succumb, even if you trap us, fire at us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure, farcical courtroom procedures. He's right. Grace was trying to compose herself, still clearly shocked by her run-in with death. No matter how clearly these guys are, no matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really think an ultimate would fall for this bullshit? That's right, my friends and I have too much to live for and too much to achieve. We won't throw all that away for your killing game. We're all going to escape, we have to. One by one, the students raised their voices in solidarity with Wolfgang. All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other. And for some reason, it made me sick. Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I am quite familiar with this idea. What kind of captain would I be if I can't even handle a small crew of 15? 16? Oh, I guess him including, yeah. What is this horrible feeling of contempt? Why do I feel this way when everyone else seems so hopeful? The voice inside me was answered by another. You've got it all wrong. The students turned their attention towards Eva, surprised by her words. Eh? Do you actually believe no one here will try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random ad hominem attacks, why don't you explain your reasoning?
It's the truth.
It's obvious compared to normal people. Ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need examples, just look around the room. Excuse me? In the outside world, ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you result to murder.
Can't you see?
If you continue to convince all of these people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along. Is it possible you want to make everyone vulnerable? So that it will be easier for you to kill them? That's
enough.
That's enough. Suddenly, Ingrid stepped in front of Wolfgang protectively. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given all of us a vote of confidence.
Yeah, it's something we all need. So stop trying to turn us against each other, please.
The horrible feeling grew stronger as other students admonished Eva. It grew stronger and stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Eva's right. Huh?
No. Damon, not you too.
I know.
Look, I get it. I want to make the situation less scary for everyone. You want to make the situation less scary for everyone. But Eva made a good point. All of us have a clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Whether it's to see our families again, or for the sake of our own talents.
Say that.
No, I would never kill anybody.
That's not it.
Diana, you yourself admitted you had too much to achieve. Don't you see how that's playing into the masked man's hands? This whole we're all ultimates thing is pretty insane anyways. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals. What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we live in? His question angered me more than anything. That had been said before. I could no longer suppress my true feelings.
Wrong.
Look, the title barely means shit nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just dullards obsessing over some pointless hobby. Their talents don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals. Ouch.
You've got to be kidding me.
You've got to be kidding me. Running a business that feeds millions is pointless. Some of you are an exception, obviously. But come on, there's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with your niche fixations. Don't you mean rest of us? You're an ultimate too. Yeah, what the hell makes you so special? I'm the main character. It's obvious. I'm just kidding. I can feel their words worming their way into my soul. What makes you so special? Well, I can actually achieve many things with my talent. I can argue policy, consider ethics and morality. Better yet, I was the one who got you guys through that trial. Really? Is that really what happened? Yeah, I'm the one playing the game and he's the main character, so yeah, it kind of is. I'm just kidding. That really what happened? I remember all of us helping out. Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you can say words nobody understands? What the fuck? Well, that kind of stuff is relative. Like, tell me what a dragster is. Do you know? Watch your step, lest you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights of your vanity.
Not good enough.
I'm disappointed in you. How were you so concerned about making yourself look good when we're in the middle of a death game? Wait, I wasn't trying to. It was no use. They turned against me, hurling obscenities, scowling, or simply shaking their heads.
Lovely?
Phew. Do I sense anger, hatred, an unquenchable sense of bloodthirst? Well, save that for later. I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom. The elevator will take you back to the killing game arena. We've cleaned up the crime scene and prepared a dorm room for each of you.
Lost.
Thanks. Now can you get lost?
Good evening.
Okay. He returned to his podium with the masked woman trailing closely behind. The bizarre mechanism that brought him to the room lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight. I'm so invested in this story, guys. Holy crap. It is... Oh, yeah, everyone's just... Jesus.
Hey.
Still, we're not going to kill anyone, right, guys? No matter what happens, we're all going to make it out of here, okay? It was only when the madman had left that reality truly began to set in. I'm trapped in a killing game with people who despise me. Wow. Yeah, that's a good point. How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. And now that I'm being treated like the bad guy, maybe he is. Will these people practice what they preach? Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. Oh my gosh, dude, what the hell? So cute to the beginning of the end. The beginning of an unfathomable nightmare in unrelenting despair. The beginning of the killing game. Dude, Damon has definitely got to be, like, my favorite character, even though that's pretty biased because he's the main character. He's so good. I really like him. Oh my god. That was a really good intro. That was amazing. That just kind of came out of nowhere, but, I mean, not really out of nowhere, but wow, that was, wow. Oh my gosh. Bows woven by stitches and needles. Alright, yeah, everyone's there. But, holy Nikes, dudes. To be continued. Yes, that is the end of the prologue. That was a long prologue. But, that was really, really, really good. Obviously, it's just like Danganronpa, but, oh, yeah, well, there's the credits. And I'll just let them roll while I talk about this for a second here. I'm sure they're not long credits or anything, but, yeah, let's just kind of break it down for a minute. Like, the beginning of the game kind of opened up on a train, which that's never really happened. It's usually just that, the characters just wake up somewhere in the school, like, immediately, or they walk into the school, but on a train, no less. That was pretty interesting, and it was different. I mean, there's so many things that are similar, like non-stop debates, the trials themselves, it being a mastermind, but the fact that there's like a sharpshooter, holy crap, that's crazy. And there's a whole aesthetic with like them wearing masks instead of just it being like a robot bear, which is kind of weird, I guess, if you think about it. The characters are very like intense. Like, they're intense. They're more intense than any of the other characters in like the original Danganronpa games. They're very intense. And I guess what I mean by that is just that they all are very strong in their emotions and stuff, which really kind of gets you immersed in the game. The trial was a little harder than it should have been, I feel. I think that's my only nitpick, but honestly, nobody listens to me. I mean, I'm just a casual guy playing a game, so on a casual YouTube channel, but still, I mean, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction and stuff. This is definitely a really good, and the music, yes, I had to, because the piano just came and I was like, dang, the music is just so good. It's so good. I mean, not to say that Danganronpa music is bad, but my goodness, this music is so, like, it entrances you, like, in a different way. It feels more cinematic, I guess, if that makes sense. Whereas Danganronpa felt like just a detective game, But this one feels very cinematic in terms of just how it is. It's great. And I really, really like... I'm still trying to figure out the names of all the characters, but I really, really like the main character. The main character is really cool. I think it's very interesting. Like, in the other games, you got the ultimate, Lucky Student was the main character, then the ultimate question mark was the other, main character, and then the detective was the main character of the third game. So, not really... I mean, it was cool and all, but now we have a totally different type of, main character. But yeah, no, that's pretty much the end of the prologue. I don't know when the rest is going to be coming out, but you'll definitely be seeing more. I'm loving it. I love Danganronpa. I'm a huge fan of this type of game. Visual novel games, I love it. And especially this aesthetic and just the way the gameplay. I love it. I love these types of games. So you'll be seeing more from me. That's all I can say. But yeah, and as always, hope you liked the video. Comment down below, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next adventure of Nolan's Ark. Bye!